Hi, it's Steph from Simplicity Happens, and today we're going to create some adorable, friendly witches and warlocks clip art in PowerPoint, and this is great for parents and teachers. So let's get ready to make hats, cats, wands, broomsticks, and adorable shoes. If you're enjoying my videos, please subscribe to the Simplicity Happens channel, and let's get started. Hello and welcome. Let's get started creating our witch clip art in PowerPoint. We're going to make a friendly witch, and in order to do this, you'll want to use one of your clip art characters that you've created. And if you're wondering how to make a clip art character, you can go and view the clip art people tutorial that I created on the Simplicity Happens channel. And once you make your first clip art character, come on back. If you already have some clip art characters created, let's go ahead and use those and turn those into an adorable witch and warlock. So let's get started. I'll also share the link to the clip art people tutorial so that you can check that out in this video. As you can see, I am using one of the clip art friends that I created from the clip art people tutorial. And the first thing I'm going to do is just tweak this clip art image in order to make a friendly witch. So let's first get started. I'm going to move the hair over here because we'll utilize this in just a moment. But I'm going to change the arm position because I want her to be holding a broomstick. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the dress color to a Halloween color of my choice, which I like black. So we'll go ahead and put the dress in black. And then I'm going to change her skin color to green. And as you can see there, at first I selected her entire face, which changed her eye color and her eyebrows to green. And that time I just double clicked on her face just to change her face color. So I'm going to go back in and redo that. All right. And then what we'll do next is I'm going to change her hair to orange. All right, in order to change her hair color, I had to go back and select the hair image that I created in the clip art people tutorial. And I showed you how to do that in that video. So I am now going to use the orange hair. And I'm going to ungroup this image to get the bows. I also showed you how to make bows in that video too. So I'm just going to use these bows. And I would like to change them to purple. And I'm also going to thicken the outline on the bows just to give it a little bit more definition. So I'm going to go into weight and select 2 1/4 points. And then next we'll go ahead and get ready to make the broomstick and shoes. All right, the first thing we'll do to make the witch's shoes is to go in and insert shapes and select this moon shape. And you're going to shape fill black and shape outline in black. And you want it to be pointy because this is going to be the top part of the witch's shoe. So once you make it pointy, you're going to go ahead and right click and save as a picture. I saved mine onto my desktop. So once you save it as a picture, bring it back in. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one because this one is now a picture. And I know it's a picture because if you look at the top, it says picture format. So this is where I'm going to tweak this moon shape to make the top part of the shoe. I'm also going to insert shapes rectangle because this is going to be the top part of the boot on her shoe. And I'm also going to shape fill and shape outline in black, and I'm going to tweak this. So the first thing we'll do after we have the shape is select the shape, and then we're going to come over to picture format and crop. And when you select crop, we'll be able to crop the shoe in half, or the moon shape in half, making sure to keep that pointy part. And then we can turn it. And then this is where we'll also kind of put in this part of the boot. So you'll have to tweak this a little bit and play around with it. I'm just trying to get it to line up nicely. And now I'm going to group this and just see what it looks like on her foot. So I'm going to bring it here. It's going to thicken the outline of the rectangle. You know, and as you tweak it, you will notice that some stuff gets aligned differently. So you're just going to have to keep tweaking it until you get it to that perfect spot. Once you get it to the perfect spot, we'll go ahead and group it and then copy and paste it. Rotate by flipping horizontally. And then what we'll do is we'll insert shapes, and you can put something fun on top. So if you want to do a circle or a star or whatever shape you really like, go ahead and choose one. I'm going to go ahead and get a circle. And in order to match her bows, I'm going to put the circle in purple with a nice little thick outline. And I'm just going to place that on top of the witch's shoe. And then I'm going to group this. So now I have my shoes. The next thing we'll do is we'll create the broomstick. All right, let's create the broomstick by inserting the rectangle with rounded corners. So we're just going to click and drag this out. And I'm going to create this broom handle in black and outline in black as well. The next thing I'm going to do is go into insert shapes, and I'm going to select the flowchart magnetic disc. And this is just going to be the portion of the broomstick that holds the broom's bristles. I'm going to make it a little bit more thin and wider. And to go with my colorful theme, I'm going to choose purple, and I'm going to outline in black with a 2 4 point outline. And then I'm going to align center just to make sure I have everything nicely aligned. If I have to tweak later, I will. But I'm going to group this for now. The next thing we'll do is create our bristles. So go into Insert Shapes and select the rectangle. We're going to do some nice thin bristles. I'm just copying and pasting. I haven't designed the bristles yet. That will come in just a moment. Okay, and we'll kind of see what this looks like. Add more bristles if need be, or remove some. What I'm going to do now is just go in and select all of the bristles. And I'm going to choose this gold color. And I'm going to group them as well. And then I'm going to send them backward. All right. So now I'm going to group the handle and the bristles together. All right. So now I have my broomstick. I'm going to put that in the witch's hand. And next, we'll go ahead and make the witch's hat. All right, now let's create our witch's hat. Let's go to Insert Shapes. And I'm also going to select that flowchart magnetic disc shape for my hat brim. And to go with the theme, we'll go ahead and also put this in purple, outline in black, and thicken the outline to 2 4 points. Go back up to Insert Shapes, and we'll select a nice pointy triangular hat for the top. I'm going to go ahead and make this black and outline in black. And then I'm going to align center to make sure that's aligned nicely. And then I'll go ahead and group. All right, before I put her hat on, I do want to group the witch together. And this can be the trickiest part. especially if you have multiple layers, which in this case with clip art people, we do. So the first thing you're going to want to do is click on her hair, because the hair is covering her face and we won't be able to group her face because the hair is in the way. So we're going to take the hair and the bows off completely. And I'm going to group the hair and the bows together so that that stays that way. And then I'm going to select every single layer of clip art on the witch in order to group her together. So right now she is not grouped together because I clicked on her and the only thing that looks like it's selected is the middle portion of her dress. So I need to get her collar, her dress, her shoulder sleeves, her face, her neck, her arm and her hand on that side, and her arm and her hand on this side, the broomstick, her legs, and the shoes. I'm going to go ahead and right click, group, and there she is now grouped together, which is great. Now we can group on the hair. So let's pull this over. And what I'm going to do, if you notice it behind, we can do picture format, bring forward. And I'm going to place it nicely so that it aligns to her body. And then I'm going to click her whole entire body to group both her hair and her body together. So group that. So now that's all one. And then I'm going to put on her hat. I want to make sure this looks good. So we can bring this forward. And then I'm just going to pull it down. And if I want it nicely on top of her hair, I'm going to place it right here. And then I'm going to group. Okay. Now I do want to put something cute on the tip top of her hat. So I'm going to go into Insert, Shapes, and I'm going to select the star down at the bottom under Stars and Banners. And this star I want with 5 points. Shape fill, we'll put it in purple, outline in black. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller and put it right up top there. And then I'm going to group the star with her. Perfect. So now we have an adorable, friendly witch. And you could, of course, save as a picture to your desktop. Keep your original picture here, though, if you ever want to change anything, like the color of the star or the color theme of the witch. So let's next go on to creating the witch's cat. All right, so next we're going to make the witch's cat. And we'll make an adorable little black cat. So the first thing we'll do is go into Insert Shapes. And we're going to select the oval. Go ahead and copy and paste that oval. This is going to be the cat's body. And at this time, I'm going to shape fill in black and outline in black. And I may tweak this as I go. The next thing we'll do is we'll insert the cat's legs. So I'm going to go to the rectangle, make some little skinny legs. Okay, and shape fill, shape outline in black. I'm going to stagger them a little bit. I just grouped those so I could make a duplicate. I'm going to rotate so that they're staggered opposite from one another on both sides. And then I'll go ahead and group this together. The next thing I'm going to do is insert the tail. So I'm going to use that moon shape. twist it, put it in black and outlined in black as well. It's going to flip vertical to see what it would look like this way. I like it the other way. I'm going to go ahead and group the tail. Next, we'll insert shapes. Go to the triangle. You guessed it, we're making ears. Going to make them a little bit smaller here. Copy and paste. And put it there. All right, now let's make a face. So I'm going to go to Insert Shapes, and I am going to create a circular shape for the eyes. I'm going to fill in white, outline in black, a little thicker outline. Make it smaller. Copy and paste. Let's make the pupil. I'm going to kind of line it up nicely. So I'm going to line center and then put the pupil align center. And then that way I can group it. And then I'm going to make this much, much smaller. And may need to just, of course, tweak this. All right. Once you have one eye created that looks nice, go ahead and make another one. So just copy and paste. That's the easiest thing you can do. And then we'll go ahead and line up the eyes nicely. We'll group those together. And then I can group onto the cat's body. And then let's go ahead and make the nose and whiskers. I love the little hearts for animal noses, so I think this will be a cute shape. Make it really tiny. It might be hard to discern that it's a heart with how small it is. We'll go ahead and make it in pink, outline in black. Weight it down a little bit. Make it really teeny tiny. And we'll put it right here. Okay, and now what we can do is go in and put in the whiskers. So just go into Shapes and select the line. And we'll just make some little whiskers here. So I'm just angling the whiskers. Oops. See, and it is tough sometimes with these smaller images. So if you ever get stuck, you can always just make them bigger, save as a picture, and then make them smaller. I'm going to go ahead and group this together, put those here, and I'm going to outline them in white. Then I'm going to copy and paste. And of course, since they're going on the opposite side, I'm going to rotate. And then I'm going to just put them right nicely around the nose. Adorable. And then we'll also insert shapes. I'm going to go in and get the moon shape again. And I'm going to just make this a little bit bigger. Got a happy, friendly cat here. We're going to, Just did that opposite, huh? We'll go ahead and make a nice thick outline. All right. And there we have the cat's face. Before I forget, we're going to do one last thing. We're going to put little cat paws on. So let's go to Insert Shapes. And we're going to select the cord shape. Make them really teeny tiny. I'm going to put them in black and outline in black. This is helpful. These arrows in all directions is helpful for moving it around. So if you kind of get stuck, it's much harder to move it here to here. I would use these arrows. And just get it nicely where you want it. Again, this is just always the hardest part, is just tweaking. And I will say this, I'm going to go ahead and actually delete these, because once you get a nice image with smaller things, it's nicer just to go in and group this together and make duplicates. Just saves so much time. So I'm going to group. And then now what I can do is just put these here. And duplicate. That saves so much time. All right, and now I'm going to group everything else together as well. And again, it gets a little tough when you're trying to group all these different individual pieces. I think we left out the nose. Yep. So when that happens, just send backward. It'll pop up and I can group it. I always like to move the image around, because sometimes you realize, oops, I forgot that it was hiding behind there. You can just go back in and group it. All right, so now we have an adorable witch and her cat. The next thing we can do is go in and create a warlock. So hang tight and we'll do that next. All right, let's create our warlock. I have also copied and pasted in one of my Clipart buddies from the Clipart people tutorial. So I'm going to go in now and tweak some things. I'm going to also make the skin color green. And I'm going to stick with an orange and purple theme. Orange, black, and purple theme. So I am going to create an orange shirt. We'll do black pants. We'll do orange shoes. Then I'm also going to have the warlock holding a wand. So I'll show you how to make that in just a moment. All right. So the next thing we'll create is the wand. So go into Insert Shapes and select the rectangle with rounded corners. We're going to pull this out, outline and shape with the black color, and then go back into Insert Shapes and we'll create a star to go on top. Might do the purple star with a black outline and put that star right up top. Again, you can align center to make sure everything's nicely aligned. And we'll go ahead and put that in his hand. All right, the next thing we'll do, I'm going to go ahead and group this together, is make the Warlock's hat. So we'll go ahead into Insert Shapes, and I'm just going to insert the rectangle shape for the hat brim. I'm going to also make that purple and outline in black. And then I'm going to copy and paste that to make the hat. I'm going to align center and then pull it back over here. I'm going to make the hat black. Bring this brim portion of the hat forward. So you can select bring forward. And then I'm going to group it. All right, and then I'm going to put that right on top of his hair. All right, and there we have a Warlock. Again, save as a picture. So you'll right click and then save as picture onto your desktop or somewhere in your computer that you'll remember where you saved it. And of course, keep the original so that if you wanted to go in and make any changes, you could. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, making adorable, friendly witches and warlocks in PowerPoint. If you are enjoying my videos, please subscribe to the Simplicity Happens channel, and I'll be back next week with another clip art tutorial. Bye.